Good afternoon, everybody. We are going to start in the next 5 minutes. Let us wait for more people to join us. All right, we are going to start now. So today we'll be installing our VMware and as our visualizing machine, which will host the operating system that we are going to use for our penetration testing. This is Kali Linux. So before we go further, I would like to explain the process so that you will understand what we are going to do. This was an interview question that I answered in one of my interviews. So I was asked, what is a visualizing machine? And what is the difference between a VMware and a visualizing machine? So I feel that is the reason why we need to understand what we are doing right now. So our Windows operating system, like we did in our previous class, is a proprietary um, operating system that comes pre-installed on Windows PCs, but it is not suitable to handle some tasks like penetration testing. There are some people that will use it, fine, but it is expected that at this stage, that you are expected to know how to install a visualizing machine and run another operating system on it. Why I say that it is important, not minding that there are people that can use their Windows machine to do that, is because if it gives you a secluded environment, then you can carry out all your tests and attacks. So that if you encounter any problem, you can easily delete the operating system and reinstall it, and your host system will not be affected. It's more like you are traveling and you are carrying food to travel. So this food you're carrying, in order for it not to stain your clothes, you have to wrap it in another machine, in another maybe something like a nylon to protect it, so that even if it spills, it won't embarrass you. So it gives you a platform whereby whatever happens in that visualized environment, your host operating system will not be affected. There was a time that I ran into several issues running my Kali Linux operating system on my virtual environment. What do I do? I will just easily delete it and reinstall. And if I still encounter problems, I will delete and install. I kept on doing it. There was a time, like even for over 2 weeks, I was installing, uninstalling, and reinstalling Kali Linux for like every two days. Sometimes even every day. I have to stay awake at night to install it and prepare myself for the task of the day. So that is why it is expected that you run your Kali Linux in a VMware or in a on a virtualizing machine. Now let us understand what virtualizing machine is. A virtualizing machine is uh, more like a container that sits on your computer, and this container will allow other computers to run independently on your computer. So it's more uh, like if you people that import cars, there's a container that contains their car. So the container will carry a car, while the container is not being towed by another car, by a truck. So this gives the opportunity to host multiple operating systems. Like in my own visualizing software, I am running Kali Linux. I'm running two other machines, Metasploitable, and I'm also running Optrix. Those are the machines, the operating systems or machines that I use for my penetration testing. So it is expected for you as uh, a cybersecurity, especially a penetration tester or an ethical hacker, to know what a virtualizing machine is. So a virtualizing machine is a container that offers you opportunity for you to install other operating systems, and they will function independently as a computer on its own. They will be allocated their own memory. They will have their own memory, like your host operating system has its own memory. They will be able to download, run different tasks, just as your operating system, so just as your host system does. So there are so many visualization softwares. There is VirtualBox, there is VMware. These two are the most popular. So I decided that we use VMware because of the GUI, the interface is easier and simpler to understand, and it gives minimal issues. So I'm going to project my screen so that we go through the whole process. All right. So by now, I hope that all of us must have downloaded the VMware and the Kali Linux. In case you've not downloaded it, this is okay. Snake Cube is raising up his hand. So let us. What is your question?
Good day.
Okay, good day, sir.
I was like going to ask if like, is it a problem when you have it on your USB, like you can like boot it to your computer instead of like downloading VMware and installing it within your computer. You just like put it in your USB, then boot it whatever whenever you want to use it. So is it okay if I use it like that? Or should I also follow the steps of downloading VMware and downloading Kali
Okay,
Linux?
okay. I understand your question, but running it, running your Kali Linux from a USB flash is not advisable. It is better
Okay,
you download a VMware, you give it an environment for it to run. There are some people that decide to run it on cloud, but
okay,
we don't make use of some people don't make use of cloud, especially when I'm teaching. I don't teach people with cloud. Is that you have to, if you are running on the cloud, you have to make payments. Like I'm in Nigeria. Mastercard in Nigeria does not work for paying for all those cloud plus cloud platform subscriptions.
yes,
And yes, so there are other countries like Ghana, I'm sure also find it difficult in subscribing for cloud platform. So it is expected that you just uh, install a VMware that will host your operating system that you're going to use for the penetration testing and ethical hacking. And anytime that you want to do anything, just connect to the internet and carry on with your task. That makes it very easy for you. So you can move out, you can move around with your laptop, and anytime that you feel like you want to do something, you can just pull out your system. Once it has power, you put it on, you go to your VMware, click on it, click on the icon, then you boot your operating system and you start the task that you want to do. It's much easier and much simpler that way. Then for people that would want to host it on cloud, it is still okay. It is still a good option. I can still help you set it up on cloud if you are interested. But let us first of all learn how to install it on VMware. That is
Okay,
just
and
the
it's
okay.
understandable. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. If any other person has any question, you can still ask the question before we move on. Okay. In the absence of questions, let us now proceed with our task for the day. So, for example, this was how, or this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'll just go to my address bar and I will type VMware download. Before, it used to be easy. You can click on VMware and start downloading. But now, uh, they are in collaboration with Tech Sports as a third party where you can go there and download. Now I click on Tech Sports and here are the options that I have. Here are the options that I have. Okay, it's telling me to download now. VMware Fusion, right? I can click on download. I'll choose the option I want to download. VMware Fusion 13.6.2. I think this is the latest version. You can click on it for it to start downloading. But I'm not going to download it because I already have it. Okay, this is from Mac OS. For people that are using Mac, you can download from here. I think mine is already downloading. Let me end process. Then for people that are using Windows, I think there's also an option for you to download. So I'm not going to download it because I already have it on my system. So setting up your VMware is very simple. There is no uh, there's no ambiguity in setting it up. Once you just download it, you can just start clicking and clicking and clicking, and there's no settings there. It's just straightforward. So now, when you've downloaded and you've installed the VMware, you now head into uh, Kali Linux. Okay, let us also download Kali Linux. I'm going to open a new tab, Kali Linux download. So I can decide to click on the first link. It will take me to Kali Linux homepage. Then there are options. You can decide to use installer images. It is fine. If you decide to use virtual machines, it is fine also. But I will prefer to download the installer images. But any process that you follow, you will still arrive at the same destination. So there is Kali Linux for mobile, there is this for cloud, there is for WSL. WSL is Windows Subsystem for Linux. And there's for containers, for live boots, for ARM. So let's say we are downloading Kali Linux for installer images. You can click on it. It will take you to this place, and you see x64. Then you go ahead and come here. You hover your mouse to this place, this download, and click on it for the download to start. But I'm not going to download it because I already have it on my system. Now, let's say you are done with downloading both softwares, both the operating system, the Kali Linux OS, and the visualization software, which is a VMware. The next option for you is to set up your environment. So you go to VMware Pro. So this is my own VMware. Let me switch so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me switch. I don't want to share my entire screen. Make sure. All right. So this is my Kali Linux environment. What are you going to do next? You go to create a new virtual machine. It will bring us this it's going to bring out this box. And they will tell you the first option that was pre-selected is to create a workstation 17.5.x virtual machine in a few easy steps. So you're going to go with that option. Then you select next. Then there are three options here. The first one says installer disk. The second one says installer disk image, ISO file. So the image we downloaded is an ISO file. So we are going to select the ISO file. Then it will give us an opportunity to browse our computer and choose the operating system that we just downloaded. Mine is expected to be in my download. So sorry, someone asked a question. Someone asked a question.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the one that threw up it. Like the page is not moving. It's
Okay,
not.
sorry. Sorry. Please, can you project your voice so I can hear you?
Yeah, I said I'm the one that was dropping a message to the chat box. Like, is it because you've installed your own workstation? Is that why that those things you are saying are not showing?
I thought I was projecting my screen for everybody to see. Okay, I'm not seeing that. Are you seeing my
Yes,
screen?
yes. We are seeing your screen, but
Okay.
all those iOS stuff you are saying are not showing.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. I think I'm going to let me project the whole of my screen so that you guys will follow. I that escaped my mind. Let me project the whole of my screen. All right. I'm going to project the whole of my screen. I'm projecting the entire screen. All right. Are you guys seeing what I'm doing now? You can see my entire screen, right? All
Yes,
right. Can you guys see it now? You can see where I am now.
yes, yes.
You can just indicate. All right, thank you. So we are going to move ahead. Okay, I'm in my downloads folder. And if you can see, I have so many other things here. Well, I think this is where I kept it. Okay, this is where I kept the ISO file. So I went, you have to keep notes of the location of the ISO file that you downloaded, the Kali Linux ISO file that you downloaded. You have to keep in mind the location so you don't end up uh, looking for it, going front and back, searching for it. So once you know the location, you can easily navigate to that location and just click on it and select it and click open. Now, your computer or your VMware will recognize it, but it will tell you could not detect which operating system is in this disk image. You will need to specify which operating system will be installed. There is no problem. Just go ahead, click next. Then it is here that we are going to select the operating system. Of course, we are installing a Linux operating system, so you're expected to click on the Linux or to choose the Linux option. Then you choose the version. Linux is a Debian distribution. So what we are going to do is that we come here. Sorry, is someone raising his hand? Sorry, if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, it's not more like a question. I feel very lost from the point of the download. I don't know, maybe your screen froze, but from that point, I didn't understand what you did.
Where did you get lost?
From the download.
From VMware. But you
From the
understood
download.
the installation of
I
VMware, the
don't know
download.
what you downloaded.
Okay, from download. Okay. Oh, you don't know
Yeah,
what I downloaded. Which operating system are you using?
Windows.
You are using Windows. Okay, you are going to use the link that I sent in the group, in the WhatsApp group. Just click on it. It will take you to TechSpot website. So if you go to TechSpot website, TechSpot is a third party that will offer you the opportunity to download a VMware. So Once you download their VMware, you also download Kali Linux. There's a link for Kali Linux. Kali Linux doesn't have a third party.
Sorry,
Just go to
please,
their
could you show
website,
us from the website? Let
then
me be sure
download
I
the one that
downloaded
is
the right thing.
suitable for
I'm
your
on it.
system. If you are using Windows, it downloads. Okay, very good. Very good. Let me go back. Let me go back and do that also. Okay,
Thank you.
let me close this and open another tab. So this is what I did. In my address bar, I just type Kali Linux download. And I hit enter. Then I chose the first link. I clicked on the first link. So in that first link, it will take me to their homepage, which is kali.org. Once it brings me to their homepage, sorry, I like dark themes. That is why my screen is dark. Yours may be light, but I prefer dark theme. So here, you can switch to light, but I prefer dark. So I left it at dark. So here, there's the first option, which is installer images. Then by the side, you see virtual machines. So what we are going to do is that we use installer images. It's very easy for you to do. Just click on installer images and your download is expected to start. Or rather, it will bring you to this page. So if you come here, you see x86 64, x64. So this is the first option that you are going to choose. You come here, this installer is recommended, is pretty recommended here. So you come here, don't click on torrents, don't click on some, just come here and click this arrow option. It represents download. Just click on it and automatically your download will start. If you look here, you see that my download have started, but I'm not going to I will discontinue the download because I already have the latest Kali Linux OS on my system, and that is what we are going to install right now. I hope you now understand.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So I also told you that if you want to install VMware, you just double click on VMware and it is straightforward. There is no changes there. Just follow the default settings and install your VMware. Then after you have installed your VMware, you now open it. Once you open it, let me go back so that everybody will follow along. Once you open it, this is how it is going to look like. This is how your VMware is going to look like. It will give you three options. The first one is to create a new virtual machine. The second one is to open a virtual machine. And the third one is to connect to a remote server. You are going to choose the first option, which is create. It will bring out this platform for you to either go ahead with the recommended option or to choose more advanced option. But we are going to go with the recommended option, which is the first one here. And it is already pre-selected for us. What are we going to do next? Click on next. Then it will take you to this tab here. Mine, I've already pre-selected I will install the operating system later. But you don't want to install it later, you want to do it right now. So we downloaded an ISO file. So we're going to select installer disk image, ISO. Then you will be required to select the operating system that we just downloaded. So you go to browse. Of course, you are expected to know the location of the file that you downloaded. You just navigate to that location, select the file, the Kali Linux file that you just downloaded. It is going to be an AMD 64 Kali Linux 2024, the installer. Then once you click on it, you see that the file name here has been picked up. The Kali Linux file name has been picked up in this address bar. And in this other tab, it is recognized as a CD-ROM image, ISO file. Then you go ahead and click open. So once you come here, you will see that the location that you selected has appeared here, that the file you selected has appeared here. It did not just appear, the whole location, the whole file address appears here. So it is in the C drive, and in the users folder, owner, documents, and the rest. So you are now going to click next. Don't mind this warning that it could not detect which operating system is in the disk image. Don't mind that. Just click on next. So once you click on next, it will bring you to this page. You select the Linux option because what you are installing is a Linux, Kali Linux, so it's a Linux operating system. We are going to choose Linux. Then in the version option, we are going to, because Kali Linux is a Debian distribution of Linux. There are other distributions. There is Debian, there is Fedora, there is Red Hat, there is SUSE Linux, there is Ubuntu also. Then there are others. So when you come here, you look for Debian. Like I said earlier, Kali Linux is a Debian distribution. Then you choose the latest of it, which is Debian 12.x 64-bit. So you make sure that you select the latest Debian distribution, which is Debian 12.x 64-bit. Once you select it, you click next. Then here, you will choose the name of the Kali Linux. You can choose to give it any name that you want. I'm going to go with Kali Linux 2025 because we are in 2025. Although this is still a 2024 version, they have not released the 2025 version of Linux. It will come in maybe in next 3 months. It always comes around June. So, but you can decide to put Kali Linux 2025, or you can just say Kali Linux. That's okay. But I just want to say Kali. Anyone you choose is fine. Then you click next. So here it is going to offer you the opportunity to select the amount of storage that will be located, that will be allocated rather to your Kali Linux. For example, if your uh, disk size, if you have large disk size, you can select more, you can increase it. But I'm going to go with the default option, which is 20. So I'm going to allocate 20 gigabytes for it. But my system have up to 500 gigabytes storage, disk space. So if you want to increase it, fine, but let it not be less than 20, so that the Kali Linux will be able to function optimally. So if you choose 20, you can decide to choose up to 30 or 25, but just give it enough space. Then, once you are done with that, there are two options that we have here. The first says store virtual disk as a single file. Then the second one says split virtual disk into multiple files. So we are going to split it, go with the second option and tell it to store it in multiple files. Then if you bring us to this platform, where we are going to customize the hardware. So we click on customize. My system is a 16 gig machine. So I can decide to give it more or less, but I'll leave it at 2 gigabytes. I'll leave it at 2 gigabytes. Then another thing I wanted to make sure is that this network adapter, that NAT is selected. Make sure NAT is selected in your network adapter. That is very important. So once you select that, you see that I have the system has allocated the 2 processors, and the memory is 2 gig. I selected 2 gigabytes, but here it is 1.9, which is still 2 gig. So there's no problem about that. USB controller, you can just decide to go with the default. You can decide to go with the default, but most importantly, make sure that their network adapter, the NAT is selected. There are other ones which is host only, and there is also custom specific. No, that is not the right option. Select NAT. Then you click on close, then finish. You click on finish, and we are here. So once the Kali Linux has been imported, this shows that your Kali Linux has been imported into your virtual environment. What next are you going to do? Come here and choose power on this virtual machine. Just click on it, power on this virtual machine, for it to start the installation. You've imported it into your virtualization environment. You will now start the installation. Yes. So once this comes out, don't waste time. Just click on graphical install. Click on graphical install. If you waste time, it will select automatically and start installing by itself, but it won't be graphical install. So you're expected to choose graphical install. The graphical install means that you will see the graphics. You will be the one to use your hand to set it. Okay, someone has a question. Who is that?
Yeah, it's me. Please, I couldn't proceed when I tried to power on the virtual machine. It's telling me that the host supports Intel Virtual X they said this all supports Intel Virtual
Okay,
X,
I
but
understand.
Intel Virtual X is
I
disabled.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand. So for that, you need to go into your BIOS. Do we all know what BIOS is? Do we all know about what BIOS is? You have to go into your BIOS and select your your Intel. You have to click your virtualization. You have to enable your
Select the
virtualization.
language. Choose the language to be used for the installation.
You see, because I left it, it is now installing by itself.
Okay, you said I should go to BIOS, right?
Yeah, you need to go to your BIOS. Do you know how to do that? Can you do that?
I'm trying to check the settings.
Okay. Before you can go into your BIOS, you have to put off your system. You have to off your system entirely. Then once you on it,
Okay.
you start hitting, I think, F10 button, either F10 or F12, for it to take you into your virtualization, to take you into your BIOS, and you make the setting. I don't know if you are the only person that is having this issue. If you are the only person, okay, like someone else
I'm
is
also,
having the same issue. Sorry,
I'm also having the same issue.
you're having the same issue. Okay, both of you that are having the same issue, I want you guys to go to the to our group platform in the WhatsApp, then drop a list, drop your names there. I have to bring out time so that we make that settings outside our normal time. We will do that outside our normal time. Maybe tomorrow we can dedicate 1 hour. 1 hour should be enough for us to do that. We are going to enable visualization in our BIOS. We are going to enable visualization rather in our BIOS. Go to our platform, put down your names. Any other person that is witnessing the same issue, go there and put down your names. So I will know how many people that I'm going to do that for. So for others that are not, okay, someone is talking. Who else? Who else? I was hearing someone's voice. Okay, Solomon has raised his hand. Okay, Solomon, what is your question or what do you want to say? You can go ahead and unmute yourself, Solomon. Or if you're okay, Messi, Solomon, Quadri, Ibrahim, you guys seem to be much. I've seen 4 names already, right? Or 5. Okay, Solomon, just go there and also put down your names. I will direct us on what to do before our next class. Because after this class, we expected that, or it is expected that we all must have set up Kali Linux on our VMware. Okay, Agatha, you have the same question, or you want? Okay, you can go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question, Agatha. Unmute yourself and ask your question. Can you do that? Are you finding it difficult to unmute yourself? You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
I don't have a question. I want to add my name to.
You don't have what?
I don't have a question.
Okay, don't have a question. Okay, I saw
Yeah.
you raising up your hand. That was why I. All right,
No.
no problem. So any other person that is having the issue of visualization, that Intel VTX not being enabled, you can go and drop drop your name in our group chat. I've seen about 5 names already. Then for others, let us continue with the installation. All right. I'm going to restart the process. I'm going to restart the process of the installation because I wasted time. All right, choose graphical install. So once you have selected that, you click enter for it to start the graphical installation. Now it will take a little time, but that is the process. Yes, of course, it has to be English. You have to select a language, and your language is English, except you understand any other language that is not English. You can select Finnish, French, or whatever language you understand. Me, I understand English, so I'll select continue. Then select your location. You can choose your location. I'm in Nigeria, but I'll still go with United States. It doesn't matter. I'll click on continue. Then the keypad configuration, I'll still choose American English for keypad configuration because my keypad is also American format. So I'll continue with that. Then it will start the scanning and installation. It will start the scanning and installation. So this will take some time. This will take a little time. Just allow it. Don't click on anything. Make sure you have your system, your PC has enough power in it. Then it will land here. So you are going to choose a name, the host name of the system. You are going to choose the host name for the system. Okay, issue with Kali installation. That is from Agatha. What is the issue? All right. Kali is already pre-selected. Then you click on continue. Then here, it is telling you to configure the network. Forget about the network. Don't bother yourself about that. Just click on continue. Then here, you'll be expected to set up users and passwords. So the first option, you are expected to provide a name. So this is the name that your computer will have. This is the name that your computer will have. When you want to log in into your system, this is the name that you use to log in. So you can decide to choose any name. My name is Arize, so I will choose Arize. I'll click on continue, and it will still display my name. No problem. Continue. Then here, you're expected to select your to choose your password. So this is the password you'll be using to log in into your Kali environment. This is your password. Choose a password that you can remember. Remember, choose a password you can remember, because anytime you want to access your environment, your Kali machine, this is the password that you will use. So you you put in the password, then do it again. Make sure that both of them are matching. Then click on continue for it to continue the setting up. Yes. Then here it is bringing out the clock for me to configure. I'll choose the Eastern and continue. Then you can start partitioning disk. This is a long process, but an easy one once you understand it. Okay, here it is. It's about disk partitioning. You can use the entire disk. Let's just go with the default option. Then here, still go with the default option. Yes, does someone have a question to ask? Okay, Del Malit, you can ask your question, please. I don't know if I got the name, if I got the pronunciation. You can unmute yourself first and ask your question. I think you're muted. Del Malit, you raise your hand. You can unmute yourself to ask your question. Okay, while you're waiting for your question, let us continue with the setup. Then all files in one partition recommended for new users. No, let's go with the option continue. Then finish partitioning. Continue. Then when it comes to here, you go to yes, select yes. Choose or you select yes, then click on continue. If you choose no, you will start afresh. So you select yes. While the installation is going on, just allow it. Just allow it. This is a very easy process once you understand it. It's a very easy process. Why that is going on? All right. Why that is going on, you have to exercise a little patience. Exercise a little patience. Now, if you all can see my screen, you see what is here. There are some that are already pre-selected. Desktop environment, selecting this item has no effect. You can see the X, FCE, and the rest of them. No problem. Just click continue. Just click continue for it to continue the installation. I think this will take more time, but that is the process. If apart from the people that their Intel VTX issue, those that are having the Intel VTX issue, if there is any other issue, we can also indicate so that we can treat it now while waiting for the installation. There are a lot of packages that it is packing and unpacking. So, this is not an ordinary software. This is an operating system. So there are a lot of packages, a lot of libraries that comes along with it. So it is going to take time. Don't interrupt it. Make sure you have enough power so that the process won't be interrupted. So apart from the 5 people that have this issue of Intel VTX, any other issue that you have, there are we are going to install this in another way also for people that downloaded a zipped file. I think the virtual machine, people that selected the virtual machine option of Kali Linux, will come to that and we'll treat that also. What you need to do is to go and unzip the file. Once you unzip it, the process is now easy. So we'll come to that once we are done with this, with installing the ISO file. For people that downloaded the ISO file, this is for you. Then for the people that downloaded the virtual machine, the zip file, we'll come to that once we are done with installation of the ISO file. Because after today, it is expected that your environment has been set up. And in the next class, we are going to get used to the Kali Linux environment, how the file system works, how the terminal works. We are going to get used to the interface, everything Linux. That is what we are going to do in our next class. We will run some Linux commands. We learn how to create file, do privilege escalation with chmod. We learn how to create directories, how to write to a file, how to delete file, and do some other stuffs in Kali Linux. That would be what we are going to do in our next class. That is practical. Basically, it's basically practical. If you miss the next class, you have missed a lot. Anybody that is going to join us, next class is very important. Before we go into learning about some tools from next week, it is expected that you have attended our next class. I expect a full class on Thursday. So if you have anything, any reason that you're not going to be there, make sure you use over the weekend, go through the video. Of course, like what we always do, we post it on our YouTube channel. You go to YouTube channel, learn it, and prepare yourself for the next week Tuesday class, because we'll be building on what we have learned on Thursday. Whatever we are doing on Tuesday, we'll be building on what we have learned on Thursday. So it's expected of you that you don't miss the Thursday class. It's very important. So from next week, we will treat some ethical hacking tools. we will go into ethical hacking. We will learn what ethical hacking means, the phases of ethical hacking, talking of reconnaissance, which is the information gathering. We learn some tools that we use to do we perform reconnaissance or footprinting. You can also call it footprinting. We learn the tools that we use to do that. After that, we learn tools that we use for scanning. That is where mmap, Nexus comes in. We will learn these tools and some other tools that we will have the time to learn. Our bootcamp will be ending on Thursday next week. So these remaining days, we are going to be doing practical and practical only. So if you miss the class, remember to go to the YouTube channel, watch the videos there to refresh or to learn what you missed. And if you don't understand, or maybe there are some things you missed, you can refresh uh, by going to our YouTube channel to watch the videos there of the particular class that you want to refresh your memory on, or the particular class you want to learn more about. So the videos will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Don't worry, it is taking time. That is how it's supposed to be. So if there's anybody that has question, maybe you are trying to install yours and you are getting different results from what we are seeing here, you can also drop your question or drop your observation so that we can tackle it appropriately. Okay, I think the process is still running. The process is still running. Some people don't know why we make use of Kali Linux. So, as a cybersecurity professional, we should know that Kali Linux is more advanced. It's a more advanced operating system because of the terminal. You can call it terminal. So the terminal, we are going to see that when the installation is done, and we all are going to make use of it. So what is special about the Kali Linux, or generally the Linux operating system, any distribution that it may be, whether Fedora, CentOS, the Debian distribution, any other one, is because it is more advanced when it comes to because of it commands, it can do more advanced stuff which OS cannot perform. Another advantage of the Linux operating system is that it is more secure. Yes, it is more secure than any other operating system. Viruses does not affect it. It hardly gets infected by viruses. So it will be very difficult for you to hear that someone downloaded a virus on Linux. Someone that is making use of Linux complain of virus. Or even if you get infected, you can, because we are hosting it on a visualization software, you can easily delete it and install new one. And that is the end of it. So Linux is more powerful. That is why most companies make use of Linux. Over 90% of servers, we've learned about server in our previous classes. Over 90% of servers run on Linux operating system. Before, they make use of CentOS Linux. But now, CentOS, because of its syntax, the syntax is the way you type the code. Because of its syntax, it is now more difficult. Okay, Abdul Salam, what is your question? You can unmute yourself and ask us a question.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, I've been able to. I use my phone to join on the call, then I restart the PC. So I've been able to activate the virtual listening on BIOS. So I've started the machine, the Kali Linux machine, the virtual machine on VMware. I've started it and
Okay,
it's already loading,
okay,
saying configure the network. So it's telling me now, please enter host name for this system.
host name. Okay, you've gone past that configure network. You don't have to put anything there.
Yes. I should just click continue.
Okay, click on continue. Then for host name, The host name is the
Like
name that will appear,
main
like
name.
when you want to log in. Yes, that will be
Okay.
your name. Yes, you can put anything you want to put, any name that you want to identify your system with. You can put your nickname, you can put your real name, but that would be the real name. That would be the name you use to log into your system. Just like in the Windows,
Yeah.
when you want to log into your system, you see your name there. Then under it, you put in your password. So the host name will be any name of your choice. Then
So
the
full
password that
name.
you're using, make sure I'm listening.
And now
It
the
should be
domain
any
name
name of
have,
your choice.
okay, full name for the user. Any name.
It will be any name of your choice.
Okay.
Then for the password, choose a password that you can remember. Because if at the end of the installation you don't remember the password, that means you have to delete and restore. You start the whole process right from the beginning again. So whatever password you choose, make sure you remember it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. If there is anything, I will let you know.
All right. Thank you. All right. Someone has already okay, Abdul Salam. Yes, you can ask your question. What
Yeah,
problem did you encounter
it's
this
telling me
time?
to configure the clock. Which of the time zone should I choose?
Which is the default?
Eastern. Eastern.
There's a default Eastern. Yeah, you can go with it.
Okay.
You can go with Eastern.
Okay.
What next?
Yeah, it's starting up the partition now. Yeah, partition disk.
Okay, partitioning. Okay, all right. If there's any other thing that is confusing, you can ask so
Yeah,
that we can
he
fix
said,
it right away.
okay, now guided the partition disk is asking me to choose maybe guided, use entire disk, use disk and set up the LVL.
Okay, I believe it auto selected the guided, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go with the default.
Okay, use entire disk.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 32.2 VMware. Yeah.
Okay, select that.
Okay.
So what is next?
So all five in one partition that is recommended for new users.
Recommended, right? Yes. Can continue. Please
Okay.
continue.
Yeah. So finish partitioning and write changes to disk. I
Yes.
should continue, right? Okay.
Yeah, I should continue. Yes.
So now it's telling me write the changes to disk, yes or no?
Choose yes, so
Okay.
that all the changes we made will be saved.
Okay.
If you choose no, you have to restart.
Okay.
So if you choose yes, it will save
It's saying
and the installation.
it is installing the base system. Yes, installing the base system. No.
Yes, so allow it for you to continue.
Okay.
So for the others, we are going to treat that tomorrow, or maybe you guys will to decide on a time that we are going to do that. And we'll go to your BIOS and enable the visualization. If you enable visualization now, there are so many other things, other benefits that you gain from it. Like I think we will also enable hypervisor. Also, we also enable hypervisor and visualization. So once you do that, it will give your system or your PC a platform to run visualization softwares and hypervisors and other things like WSL. We are going to enable that so that you can host other. Okay, sorry, Abdul Salam. Yes, what is your question?
Now it's telling me that should a software selection. So there are some software here that we're choosing. So should I click on the one that we know that are not choosing, rather like the GNOME and the KDE Plasma?
No, forget. Just continue. Just click on continue.
Okay. So it's okay. It's already retrieving. It's already installing software.
All right. I think that was where. That is where we are now. That is where we are now. So as I was saying, for the people that are having the Intel VTX issue, I would want us to agree on a time, or you guys can deliberate on that. You choose the time of your choice when we are going to treat that issue. I don't know if 4 o'clock tomorrow would be okay, or 3 o'clock our normal meeting time. So whatever time we decide on tomorrow, we are going to do that. As I was saying about the visualization, it will enable you to run some other features like visualization technology. You can be able to host your visualization software, hypervisor, and others. So those are the knowledge you gain. I believe once you're able to learn these things, you can do them on your own next time. And maybe when a friend of yours encounters the problem, because you now have the experience, you already know what the cause is and how to resolve it. So next time you're going to run into the same issue, maybe you bought a new system, a new PC, or maybe a friend of yours runs into the same issue, you already know that this is the solution. Just go to your BIOS and enable visualization. We would have done that today, but time cannot permit us. And for us to do that, I would have to also project my screen so that everybody will be following along. And for me to project my screen means I'm going to go into my BIOS environment, and that will mean leaving the meeting entirely. So what is going to happen after tomorrow's class of enabling the visualization? You can now come back to this. I'll make sure I post this class tomorrow so that you can use it to set up your virtual environment or set up your lab. So coming to ethical hacking, there are phases in ethical hacking. That is what you are going to treat from next week. There are phases in ethical hacking, and there are tools that you can use in each phase. Like, for example, if you're gathering information about a target, of course, before you attack someone, you have to, first of all, get information about your targets. Like in our previous class, we treated about IP address and ports, different ports. All right, this is where we are right now. I think the installation, okay, it is telling me to install the grub bootloader. Yes, we are going to install the grub bootloader. Then coming to this place, we are going to choose the dev/SDA. Take note of that, dev/SDA. We are going to select that option. Then we click continue for the process to set up finally. So I was talking about ethical hacking. When you come to ethical hacking, there are different phases in ethical hacking. There is the reconnaissance. That's what we call reconnaissance. So in the reconnaissance stage, you gather information about your targets. It's like when you're going to war, because ethical hacking is more like a war. You're fighting, but ethically. You're not ignoring the ethics. So there are rules to this war. First of all, you don't hack without permission. When you hack without permission, that is unethical. That means you're now a hacker, an unethical hacker. But when you're hacking within the limits of ethics, that means you're an ethical hacker. So being an ethical hacker is hacking when you're told to hack and what you are told to hack. So if I don't tell you to hack my system and you hack my system, that is unethical. If a website didn't tell you to hack them and you hack them, that is unethical. And they can sue you. You can be sued if anything goes wrong. Okay, Abdul Salam, what is your question, please? You can unmute yourself so I can hear you.
Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if this, maybe you can recommend, I don't know if it is okay for us to learn on TryHackMe. There's somebody sent a link to try Acme to me, but I don't know if it is recommendable. I don't know if you can give any advice on that, please.
Yes, I always recommend not just try hack me, also hack the box. Also, but that will be for the advanced class. I host advanced class. So you know this is a free class for people that want to go into cybersecurity. So if you are talking about the advanced class, I host advanced class where you set up your try hack me account, we guide you into hacking. So that is, and I also handle class on web application hacking, where we deal on some client side uh, vulnerabilities like SQLI, cross-site scripting, path traversal. Basically, this. Which other one? I think these three for now. Path traversal, cross-site scripting, uh, SSRF also, server-side request forgery. So this is for the advanced class. But for that one, I charge for it. So if you're interested in the
Like
advanced,
if
okay,
okay, if we are interested, like I don't know, you said you charge for it, but actually if I would like to go further.
okay, if you'd like to go further, uh, that means you are going to subscribe for my web application class. So that will be outside the scope of this bootcamp.
All right, no problem, sir, no problem.
All right. So as you all can see, I think we are done with the installation. So it is telling me finish the installation. Installation is complete. So it is time to boot into your new system. Make sure to remove the installation media so that you boot into the new system rather than restarting the installation. So I'll just tell it to continue. And that should be it. That should be it. So once the installation is done, I think our system is trying to boot now. Once the installation is done, we are going to see how it is going to appear. Yeah, the system is booting. The system is booting. You can see the logo of Kali Linux, the dragon. All right. So this is our login page. You put here, you are going to provide the name you use to register while we are doing this installation and the password that I told you to remember. So once you provide the right login details, your system is going to boot, and this is how it's going to be after the installation. There is there's a dragon there that is waiting to spit fire. So that is the logo of Kali Linux. Then, just like your normal system, even your Windows, whenever you whenever you buy a new system, you always see that there's the recycle bin or the trash. Then there is file system, then the home icon. This is how it is when you are done installing your Kali Linux. Then there are icons here at the top also. You see your browser. The default browser for Kali Linux is Mozilla Firefox. So once you click on it, you can even browse. Once you click on it, you can browse. Let's say we visit Google. You see Google page, and it is, although not as fast as a host machine, but it is pretty fast. So let's say we want to visit a page. Which page are we going to visit? Maybe let us visit facebook.com. Facebook.com. You see that it is going to open your Facebook login page. This is the home page of Facebook. If you want to open another tab and visit tesla.com, you can visit tesla.com, and the page will be requested and it's going to open also. So this is Tesla homepage. So your browser is up, which is Mozilla Firefox. Then what else are we going to look at? I'm going to close the browser. Then if you come to this topmost icon in the top left hand side, is it top, is it right or left? Yeah, top left hand side of your machine, which has the Kali Linux logo. If you click on it, this is what is going to open. You see a lot of icons here. Like what I was saying, usual application. You see the favorites. See our recently used. All applications. These are all the applications that are pre-installed. And Kali Linux, remember, as I told you in our previous class, that Kali Linux is an operating system that is meant specifically for the purpose of ethical hacking. So it comes with pre-installed tools that you're going to use as a cybersecurity professional, as an ethical hacker. So like I was saying, the information gathering or reconnaissance, there are tools that you're going to use here. There's AMAS, there is Dimitri, there is Ikescan, there is Legion, there is Maltego, and there is Net Discover. There's also mmap, there's also Recon NG, there's Spiderfoot. So these ones are pre-installed and you can make use of them if you want to gather information about your targets. Maybe your target is www.tesla.com. You can use AMAS or any of these tools to gather information or do what we call footprinting and know much about your targets. Then, after the information gathering, you now do what is called enumeration or vulnerability analysis, enumeration or analysis. And here there are tools that we are going to use for that phase, which are, like Legion is here, Nicto also, mmap, and Unix PrimeSec check. So these are some of the tools that I'm going to be using for vulnerability scanning and analysis. Then for web application, when you are talking about web application are software that are hosted on the web. They are not a standalone software. They are software that are hosted on the web that you can visit you can open your web page, type in the address, and perform your transaction there. So there is a Bob suite. So Bob suite is one of the most important. It's a very, very important tool when it comes to web application penetration testing. Bob suite. Then there's SQL map. SQL map is also another very important tool that we use when it comes to SQL injection, SQLI. SQLI is a vulnerability in web applications, not just web applications, but mostly web applications and even mobile applications also. So this is where you use to, this is the tool used for what we call SQL injection, SQLI, carry out SQLI. Then there is after web application analysis, there is database. If you are doing database penetration testing, you see also that SQL map is here and SQLI database browser. These are the tools that are in database assessment if you are doing database analysis. Then there is password attack. If you are attacking password, there are so many tools here. There's Encrack, there's Medusa, and most importantly, there is Hydra. Hydra is another very popular tool when it comes to performing password cracking. It comes your Linux tool, your Linux OS that we just install come with also a login detail that is already stored that you can use, or you can provide to Hydra for it to carry out what we call a password attack. So that, for example, we are going to assess it when we start the class proper. Also, if time will permit us, we are going to access that. I think it should be in one of the folders. Yes, you are going to access the folder. Then there is wireless attack. If you are attacking your wireless network, like your Wi-Fi, that is a wireless network. There are tools here. Aircrack NG. That is one of the most popular. So it is a tool, even your Bluetooth, you use it to attack it. There is the encryption that is used in Wi-Fi. I think that is the WPA2, or is it WPA3? I think there should be WPA3 now. Either WPA3 or WPA2, which is the latest encryption that is used for Wi-Fi technology. So these are the tools used to attack those technology, especially aircraft NG. Then there is reverse engineering. If you are doing reverse engineering, so reverse engineering is when you want to you are doing things like a forensic analysis. You want to reverse engineer to find out how a hacker was able to gain access to a platform, to a network. You can use these tools to carry out this test. There's a Nassim shell, there's a Clang. You're not going to learn all of them. You can pick the tools here, learn one, especially vulnerability analysis and information gathering. You can start from there, learn some tools on your own. Then there is exploitation tools. This Searchploit is a very interesting tool also for exploits research, for researching exploits. I've made use of it multiple times, and it serves me also. Then there's a Metasploit framework, another very powerful tool. The Metasploit framework is a very interesting tool that's used to inject payloads, especially when you are attacking uh, web web applications also, or even operating systems. It has over 1,600 payloads that you can inject into a system. We are going to learn that also, if time permits us. Then there is sniffing and spoofing. These are tools that you use to sniff into a network. There are so many tools here. There is Minicom, there is Responder, there is Skepi, there is TCP dump, there is Wireshark. Wireshark is used to perform things like man in the middle attack, traffic analysis, especially. That is the most use of Wireshark. It is used for traffic analysis. Then there is post-exploitation. Post-exploitation, just as the name says, when you have exploited your target, what happens after then? Privilege escalation. How do you remain anonymous? So you have a Netcat. Netcat is another very interesting tool. I've made use of it, and it is very interesting. There's Powersploit. There's Evil Wing, right? And there are others, Mimikers also. There's PowerShell Empire. Then there's Proxy Chain. These are, okay, there's also Weevil here. At least on my own, I've tried Netcat, especially among all these. Then next is forensic. There are tools for forensic. There's Hashdeep, there's Beanwork, Autopsy. Autopsy is one of the most popular tools that forensic experts use. Then there's reporting tools used to, like a cherry tree. Cherry tree is a note-taking tool. Like if you're analyzing a target, you can use cherry tree to take notes. You can screenshot what you are doing on your terminal and save them on cherry tree. There's also Montego. There is Cuticapt also. Then social engineering too. Then for social engineering, there's the most popular, which is social engineering toolkit. You can use it to develop a social engineering attack. Then there's Kali and offset links. So these are tools also that are attached, that are connected to that. So this is what your Kali environment looks like after installation. Then, okay, before I go to the terminal, let me click on the file system. Let us take a look at the file system. Okay, if you click on the file system, you see the file system here. You see the bin, you see boot, you see dev, see the etc. So this etc is a very important file part here. It contains a lot of things which we are going to find out. And this is the home, there is lib. See the rest of them, there is media, there is roots, there is a TMP, sys, there is serve, and the rest of them. So all these things, just like our Windows, the file part in our Windows, there are documents, the music folder, the pictures, the videos, the downloads. This is exactly how it is here. So I'm going to close that But just like I said, Kali Linux is more of a terminal. It's more of a terminal uh, uh, terminal platform where you use the terminal to navigate and do whatever you want to do. It's unlike a Windows that you have to hover your mouse and keep selecting options. Here, you're going to make use of terminal. And before we end, this is where the terminal is. This is how the terminal looks like. So this is what the terminal is. So here, when you come to the terminal, you are going to type in commands, and the commands will run. For example, now that we've installed Kali Linux, you are expected, in your Windows, there are some times that they will prompt you that you need to do what is called Windows Update. So in Kali Linux, nobody is going to provide you with updates. It is you that will come to this terminal and demand for the updates. So how we are going to do the updates is that you tell it sudo apt get updates and sudo apt get upgrade. So this is the command you use to update your packages in Linux. Once you run this code, it is going to take time. First of all, it will demand that you install, so that you provide the password. While writing the password, it is not going to show you that it is writing the password. But make sure that you type the correct password. Like for example, I've typed in my password and I've hit enter. It will start. But here, it doesn't show me the password while I'm typing it. But once I type the password that is correct and hit enter, I've given it permission. So now it is telling me, do you want to continue? Yes. So I think our time has come to an end. Our time has come to an end. So this is where we call it a day. I don't know if anybody has a question. Is there any question that we are going to touch before we leave? Okay, Abdul Salam, you have a question. Please ask a question.
Yeah, actually, mine is still loading. It has not finished installing. But my question is it possible to use an application, a software like Visual Studio Code on this Linux, Kali rather?
An application like what?
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, is it possible to use it?
Yeah, you can install Visual Studio Code, but why not install it on your host system?
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Yeah, you can install it, but it will be better if you install it to your host system. Visual Studio Code is for programming.
Okay. And also,
So,
like,
yeah,
when you were explaining the setup, when we're doing the setup, they will reach a place whereby we can increase the size of space we want. Like the default was
yes,
20 gig. Is it possible for us to increase it again if there is any need?
yeah, you can increase it. Yes,
Okay.
you
Okay.
can
All right.
even increase it to 40 if you have enough memory. But what you
Okay.
have to
All right.
understand is that it will be taking that memory out of your host system. Like if your system have 500 gig and you assign 20 gigs or 50 gigs to your virtual machine, it will take it away from the 500 gig that your host system has. So that is how it functions.
Okay. Okay. All
So,
right. Thank you very much.
all right. Okay. Is there any other question before we end for the day? Any other question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, this thing I'm installing is showing install group bootloader.
Rob boots loader. Yes. Yes, install that.
Should I click yes or
I think
no?
that should be the last. Click yes. Yes.
Okay.
Click on yes for it to install.
Yeah, now the next thing I'm saying is enter device manually, dev SDA.
Choose DF/SDA.
Okay.
That should be the second option. Yeah, select that. Dev slash
Okay.
SDA. That would be the option you're supposed to choose.
Okay.
Does any other person have any question? Or Abdul Salam, do you still have any other question? I think with
It's
that,
still
we are done. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Other things, I think you have done most things you're supposed to do, Abdul Salam. Then the next prompt you get is that you have successfully installed the Kali Linux. So that should be the end for today. So whatever we are going to learn will be from Thursday rather.
All right.
So
No,
thank you all for coming.
and
I
thank you
hope you
very
enjoy
much.
your evening.
Thank you more for your time and effort. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
All right, sir.
Enjoy your
Thank
evening,
you.
everybody.
And you
Bye,
too.
good night.
Thank you. Yeah.